Amigos de Fox Deportes, qué gusto saludarlos nuevamente con un invitado de NASCAR, invitado de lujo, Chase Elliott, el auto número 9 de Hendrick Motorsports. Hi, Chase, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
Good, yeah, that's more my alley there. I missed that first part, but yeah, thanks for having me.
Please let me begin with the past weekend at the Dover International Speedway. The first round of the doubleheader, you finished fifth, but the second race didn't go as planned. You were involved in a multi-wreck early in the race.
Yeah, we Saturday I thought went pretty solid. We had a slow start, but were able to recover and get a top 5 out of it, which was good. Kind of better than I thought we were going to do when the day started. So that was encouraging, and I do think we talked about a lot of things and made a lot of changes. Not a lot of changes, but tweaked a few things for Sunday, and thought that we were, putting ourselves in a better position to improve, which would have been nice to improve upon a 5th place, and then obviously crashed early in the race, and I never want to do that. So rough Sunday, but yeah, it is what it is now, and we will move onward.
Yes, let's turn the page and talk about the future, because one race remaining, and then the playoffs. You are currently sitting in 4th position in the playoff standings. So how good is your chance actually to go for the championship?
Well, I mean, I think as this deal starts, we'll have a better idea of that. I really think we had a lot of room for improvement over the past couple of months at some of the ovals, for sure. I thought this past weekend was a pretty significant improvement for our team to be able to kind of fight through some of the adversity we had and finish 5th on Saturday. Had 3 cars in the top 5 yesterday as a company. Obviously, that was not us, but encouraging to see our teammates run well too. So the runs over this past weekend have me encouraged that we can progress forward through this deal and make it make it good, I hope. But until we get started, it's always hard to tell, and to not having yesterday to really know how we were going to run also makes it difficult to judge.
What do you think that will be the biggest challenge and the man to beat in the playoffs?
I would, Harvick or Denny obviously are the 2 guys that have asserted themselves as the top 2 competitors throughout the year. They've consistently won week in and week out. They seem like they've been swapping wins for the past 2 months, minus just a couple races. So ultimately, those guys for sure. But as I've learned through my time in this series, you can get hot and you can find something or find just a little change or a little something new and go really fast and make that last. And if you do it at the right time, it can be very beneficial for you. So, we don't have the wins that those guys have currently to start this deal, which, having 6 and 7 wins for them is going to pretty well propel them all the way to Phoenix. So, you're fighting kind of for the last two spots, in my opinion, which I think is certainly feasible. So we are going to work really hard at that, try to really put our heads down and go to work.
You just say it. You had 2 victories, but I think you have had a good season. No? Almost always in the battle, 9 top 5s. What's the feeling on what you and Hendrick Motorsports have developed this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've been solid. To me, the missing piece over the past couple seasons has just been winning consistently. I mean, obviously very fortunate to have any wins at all. So I'm not ungrateful for that. But at the same time, I think that to assert yourself amongst the guys who make it to the Final 4 every year, you've got to be able to be in contention every week. And that seems like a far-fetched thing, but it's really not. I mean, Kevin and Denny and a couple other guys I feel like are battling for wins every single week, whether it's a mile and a half mile, 2 miles, 2.5 miles, it just doesn't matter. And that being said, I do feel like that, we've got to get amongst that group. And that's where we want to be. And I feel like we started the year on a really nice path to being amongst that crowd. Fell off a little bit. And I hope now that I really hope that we're back on the way to getting back in the mix with them.
This is your 5th season in the NASCAR Cup. What's been the most challenging moments that you had these years?
Yeah, well, there's been a lot of challenges. I think the biggest thing in my eyes is just the the time at track over the years, and which obviously this year is very different. But I feel like it is hard to if you're really good on a Friday when you show up, it's hard to carry that all the way through an event on Sunday. It's just a lot of time. You have practice on Friday, qualifying Friday night, practice on Saturday, and then a 400 or 500 mile race on Sunday. So for me, not to mess that up between Friday and Sunday is difficult if we start the weekend well. So just managing a good race car, honestly, can be a challenge. But I do think as time has gone on, the only way to improve upon that is to have good race cars all the time and be in contention and put yourself in those tough spots more often.
Okay, you drive the legendary car number 9 for Hendrick Motorsports. What's feeling get you to driving that car that has so much memories for you, for your family, a car with so much history?
Yeah, it's for sure a great honor. I mean, that was always been my favorite number, obviously because of my dad. So I always ran number 9, as I was coming along and starting to race. So that was just really nice to kind of have it all work out and be able to get that number back, and feels like home for me. And I think it fits.
Okay, what would you consider for the NASCAR Cup learnings in this new normal that could stay for the future? No, such as, for example, not having practice quality sessions, the fans, the rules.
I think there's a lot of things that we can take from this. To be really honest with you, I think the limited practice time is an improvement upon from what we've had in the past. I think we've had an excess of practice over the years. I think the shorter weekends is also an improvement. We're able to put on the same great race on a Saturday night or a Sunday, being at the track for one day versus being there for 2 or 3 days. And we can fill those time slots with more racing, such as a truck race or an Xfinity race, to where, fans still have something to watch on track, but it's an actual race and not practice all the time. So I just think we're really making the most of our time at track, whereas before I think we wasted a lot of time, to be completely honest. And I think that as an industry, we're all seeing that, and we're all learning that we can put the same show on as we've been doing. So I think those things are the big hitters for me. And I think as we learn, obviously, all those decisions are way above me. So it really doesn't matter what I think. But, on the same token, I do think that it's being recognized across the board. And hopefully we can adapt. And this is, as bad of a situation as this is a great time for us to make changes that we probably would never make if we didn't have this going on. So I think we need to use it to our advantage.
Well, now it's time to talk about the other drivers. I will say a sentence and you will answer with the first name that comes to your mind, okay? So who's the most friendly?
Friendly.
The most friendly, yeah.
That's tough. I feel like, to me, probably Jimmy. Jimmy's been a pretty friendly guy to me over the years.
Okay, the shy one.
The shy one. I feel like William's kind of a shy guy, William Byron.
Okay. The most aggressive on track.
Most aggressive on track. That's tough. I mean, I feel like everybody's aggressive now. There's really not one person that sticks out. I mean, everybody's aggressive always, restarts and things. I mean, used to, I feel like Kyle Busch probably was the aggressor. He would do things that other people wouldn't back in the day. But now, honestly, I feel like everybody is that way. So that's tough.
Okay. The funniest.
Probably Boyer.
I've heard that one a lot. Okay. The one with less friends.
Least amount of friends.
Yeah.
Probably Joe Logano.
Okay. And the last one, your idol.
Jimmy, for sure. I mean, hard not to pick him.
Well, Chase, thank you very much. Good luck in the playoffs, and thank you for this interview.
All right, thank you.